I'm happy to be here with you on this International Yoga Day. So for our Yin practice today, we're really going to try and open up into the front side body, back side body. So really an overall nice, soft, gentle practice. We want to be able to have enough support. So go ahead and put your blocks to the side right now. You can also take your blanket and put it to the side for now. And if you have a bolster, grab your bolster. If you don't have a bolster, grab a bunch of pillows or thick blankets. And initially, we're just going to start with a forward fold. So I want you to see if you can bring the soles of your feet together, let your knees go wide. And I like to take my bolster or blankets or whatever and put them right on top of my feet. And then, so if you have a bolster, you can also raise it. So bring your forehead on top of your bolster, just like that. If you don't have a bolster, just pile everything up and you're just gonna rest your arms, your forearms on top of your structure. And then you're just gonna let the head drop. And as you know, if you've done this class with me before, you know that we go into a pose and we stay there for maybe 2 or 3 minutes. And the intention of this is to stay in the pose for a period of time where you can really let the connective tissues soften and relax. And that allows you to be able to stretch the muscles a little bit more. So as we stay here, just close your eyes for a moment. Let the head drop so the back of your neck gets long. And then just really notice your breath and see if there's a tendency to want to change or shape the breath in any way. Can you instead just become like a receiver of the breath? So we're not really shaping anything, we're not forming the breath, we're not deepening or changing the breath. We just want to stay here and just receive the breath. And as you receive the breath, notice how slowly maybe your back begins to extend a little bit more. Maybe you can make a little fist with your hands and bring your forehead on top of your stacked hands or your fists. And then as you breathe in this pose, just kind of send your breath now all the way down your spine, coming all the way down to the tailbone. And as you exhale, see if you can let the hips soften just a little bit more. And just play with that breath a little bit. So inhale through the nostrils. Feel your upper back expanding. Feel the lungs in your back expand. And then continue that breath. Send it all the way down to the tailbone. And then once you get all the way down to your hips, maybe have a nice long exhalation. And with that exhalation, see if you can really let the hips soften. So the intention is really here is to relax as much as you possibly can. Sometimes that could be just 1% more relaxed. Sometimes it's a little bit more. Maybe you can just really just soften and let everything go. So as we stay here, just continue with your breath. The minute you find your mind wandering, just bring your awareness back to your breath with no judgment. We're not really trying to push the thoughts away or reject anything. We just want to really let everything just flow. And really part of the practice is the minute you notice that you were swept away with thoughts, you just gently guide your attention back to your breath. One more deep inhale. And sigh it out of an open mouth. Relax, release, let it go. And then gently begin to slowly, take your time please, slowly come on up. And you're gonna extend the right leg out. Keep that left knee bent to the side. And for this one, I'm gonna suggest that you take a blanket and roll it up. So make it like a tight little roll of a burrito bowl or a taco bowl or a tostito bowl, whatever you wanna call it. And your right knee is gonna come resting on top of your blanket. Then I'm gonna take my pile of blankets or bolster and put it on top of my right leg. And as I lift the chest up, I wanna really extend the spine long. And as I'm exhaling, I'm just gonna fold forward towards the bolster or my structure. And then now I'm just gonna stack my hands or forearms and I'm resting my forehead on top. So again, you're just a forward fold, and I love these kind of forward folds. They're really a form of letting go, really surrendering to this moment, releasing any sort of attachment to anything, or even rejecting anything. We're just letting the head go. We're just folding forward, allowing ourselves to soften all the muscles, all the connective tissues, all the tension, letting it go. And in this moment, all you need to do is just breathe. There's absolutely nothing else. Receiving your inhalation and letting go of your exhalations. Always receiving and always letting go. We're staying here for 2 full minutes, so just relax the head down. And then nice and slowly begin to come on up. And as you sit tall, extend both legs straight. Just pause here for a moment. Let that the back of the left knee rest on top of your rolled up blanket. And we're just gonna switch sides. So take all your structure to the left leg, bend the right knee, let the right knee go out to the side. With your hands on top of your bolster, inhale, lift the chest, and then exhale and fold forward. And again, rest your forehead on something. So if you need to, you can always put more pillows right here so you can really bring your forehead down, or you can take your blocks and bring your forehead down. But 2 minutes right here. So rest your forehead down. Notice if this side feel a little bit different from the other side. Remember, there's nothing good or bad with anything right now. You just want to feel all the sensations. Even if you think, oh my gosh, this is, I'm really feeling my low back. Can you begin to just have a sense of kindness towards the body? And maybe even a little bit of a surrendering to the sensations in the body. And then let that breath be like a massage therapist. Let the breath just open up space so you feel a little bit more relaxation, a little bit more letting go. a little bit less tension. Take a nice deep breath here. Sigh it out. And then nice and slowly begin to come on up. Once again, extend both legs straight. Once again, put your block or structure to the side. Have your knees be resting on top of your blanket. Take your hands behind you, please. And then just kind of wiggle your ankle side to side. And almost pretend like you're sitting on a beach somewhere looking at the ocean. And you're just kind of enjoying this moment of relaxation, resting on your hands. You can circle your ankles one direction and then circle them the opposite direction. Maybe get all the cricks out of those ankles. You can point and flex it, pointing and flexing opposite legs. And then as you stay here, come down on your elbows and just kind of wag your toes side to side. Shake your legs a little bit, shake the hips. And then put both feet flat on the floor, please. You can push your blanket to the top. Put your feet flat on the floor. Windshield wiper your knees side to side. You might give yourself a little adjustment, just like I just did. And then we're gonna go to the left side. So roll all the way down on your left side. Get everything, if you have anything on top of your mat, push it to the side. Come all the way down on your triceps so you can rest your head in your left hand. And then bring the right knee to your chest and hold on to the right shin. And as you pause here, what you like to do is like create a little bit of a compression in that right hip. So maybe you like to hug your elbow. Just draw that right knee as close as you can to your chest. Squeeze the knee as close as you can to your chest. Take a nice deep breath here. Exhale. Now take your right hand to your right ankle and take that leg back behind you. So here the tendency is to lift the knee up. Can you lift it, keep the knees along the same line so the knee is not lifted. In fact, the knees are parallel to each other. And then all you're doing is bringing that right heel close to your buttocks. And we're gonna stay here for just a minute. So let that right shoulder rest away from the ear. Notice if it's coming up, or if you're really struggling with this, if it's hard to grab the ankle, you can always just grab the bottom of your pants or even take a towel around that ankle and draw it in. But this is a really lovely way of stretching out the quadriceps. We sometimes forget about really stretching this muscle, this big four muscles in front of your thighs. So nice deep breath in, exhale it out. We'll stay just for a moment here. Keep the knees together if you can. One more deep breath in. And then now we're going to move a little bit. And this next movement is really lovely for your SI joint. If you tend to get SI pain in your hip, this is a really great way of preventing that. So bring that right knee towards your chest, tap the right knee down, flex the right foot, and then press that right heel back diagonally behind you. Okay, so let's do that several more times together. Bring the right knee to your chest, tap the right knee down, flex the foot, and then push back. Imagine my hand is on your heel and you're pressing my hand away. Try not to sway your torso too much side to side. Keep the torso stable to the center. Bring the knee down, tap, and then press that leg back. If you need to, you can always use your right hand as a kickstand, so you're not using your torso too much, and press it straight back behind you. And let's do 3 more of these. Inhale, bring the knee to your chest, tap. Exhale, push that right leg back diagonally behind you. 2 more. Inhale, right knee comes down, tap in front. Exhale and press. And last one. Inhale, bring the right knee towards your chest, tap, and then press that right leg straight back, and then pause here for a moment and bring that right knee down. Beautiful. Grab the right knee, bring it to your chest. Maybe this time you want to take it to the shoulder, and then take that right arm on the inside of that right leg. Grab your heel, and you're going to slowly begin to extend that leg. So if you can't, if the hamstring is really tight, just stay here. Some of you may be able to slowly extend the leg, but please don't force anything. We want you healthy for a long, long, long time. So only go as far as your range of motion allows, and then pause. Keep flexing that foot, and if and only if feels good on your hamstring, you begin to straighten that right leg. But there should be a slight flexion of the knee anyway. So you want to be able to send that leg up, stretch the hamstring, inner thigh, flex the foot, ankle. Take a nice deep breath in, exhale, slowly release that leg all the way down, and then just simply roll over to the other side. I'm gonna switch just so you can, I don't want to have my back towards you. So I'll just switch over to my right side. You can just roll to your right side. You can rest your head in your hand. Bring that left knee to your chest now, and then you can either use your hand on your shin, or you can hug the knee in, so you really squeeze that hip flexor. Bring the hip in, squeeze the knee in, breathe into it. This intentional compression is really healthy for the joints. So we want to be able to, once we release out of these conscious compressions, then all these fresh fluids and blood rushing to those joints and create healthy environment. So really squeeze that knee as close as you can to your chest. One more breath in, and then as you're ready, we're going to move back and forth again. So what we're going to do is drop that left knee down, tap, flex the foot, and then you're going to press that leg back diagonally behind you. Flex the foot. So really nice and slow, and imagine you have a hand on your heel or wall behind you, so you're pressing it straight back diagonal. Inhale, bring the knee, tap, and then exhale, press it back in an angle. Inhale, bring it in and tap in front, and exhale and press back. And let's do 5 more. Inhale, tap, exhale, press, and 4 more. Again, you can use your left fingers as a kickstand if you need to. Try not to sway your torso too much front and back. And 2 more. Tap and press back. And last one, knee to your chest and tap. And then press it straight back, hold it. And then we're gonna do the quadricep stretch. So grab the left ankle and try and keep the knees aligned with each other. So knees not flying up. And then just gently press that left shin towards the back wall. So we're gonna stay here for a moment. Close your eyes if you like to. It should feel like a really good stretch for your thigh muscles. Nice deep inhalation and exhale. One more time, inhale and exhale. Very nice. And then relax, and you're just gonna roll over on your belly. So as you come down on your belly, we're gonna go back to side A. So I'll turn around this way. Come down on your belly, please. And stay on your elbows for just a moment in Sphinx pose. Let the legs be nice and easy, soft, and buttocks are soft, so shake your butt little side to side. Make sure you're not squeezing your glutes. Press your hands down gently, lift the chest up so you're stretching out the front side body. Inhale. And then turn that left arm so it's perpendicular to your body. So your forearm, the left forearm is gonna be perpendicular to your body. And bend that right knee. And then reach back behind you. See if you can find your right toes, right ankle, or maybe even the bottom of your foot, just like so. If you've got the right toes, you can turn the thumb up as if like you're hitchhiking back. And then you're gonna slowly turn the elbow up towards the ceiling and bring that heel to the outside of that right hip. This is called frog pose. And it's a little bit of a deeper stretch for those quadriceps. So make sure your knee feels good here. Again, if that's too much, you can just stay here and just bend that right knee back. And even if you can't touch your foot, just bend the knee and pause here for a moment. So any of those versions would be fine. This is actually half frog, excuse me. So press that heel to the outside of that right hip. Nice and gentle, inhale. And exhale. And then try not to sling that leg back. So easy, let it go. We're gonna switch to the other side. I'm gonna turn around this way. So you're initially coming into Sphinx pose. Come back to your Sphinx pose with your forearms down. Legs are soft. Shake the legs out a little bit. Inhale, lift the chest. Pause here in your Sphinx for a moment. And then turn that right forearm so it's perpendicular to your body. Bend the left knee. And then maybe this is as far as you want to go here, which is perfect. Just kind of keep that heel as close as you can to your butt. Maybe some of you would like to reach back and see if you can find your ankle or your toes. If you've got your toes, you can kind of do that hitchhike action with your thumb so that the palm is open. Then you begin to turn the fingers towards your buttocks and bring the elbow up towards the ceiling. So make sure this feels okay on your shoulder, that you're not really pushing beyond your own range of motion. At this point, my fingers are facing my shoulder. My left fingers are facing my shoulder. And then I'm really holding on to my toes. And the left heel is outside my left hip. Half frog. Keep breathing. Exhale it out. And then nice and slowly, again, release that leg without shooting it back. Nice and slow, let it go. Come back to your Sphinx pose once again. Inhale, lift the chest. And then we're gonna stay here in the Sphinx pose for 2 minutes. So close your eyes, let the head drop. If you have a block, you can always take your block and put it under your forehead. This is a really nice restorative way to be more of a passive Sphinx. If you hold your head up, it's more of an active Sphinx. So whatever your choice is, this is definitely yogi's choice. Let's go ahead and just close your eyes for another minute or so. And you can stay here right now, and just this is a great place to just stay. If you want to go a little bit further, we're going to go into seal pose, which is you're going to take your hands to the corners, top corners of your mat, and then gently begin to lift the elbows off the ground, pressing the earth away. Your hip bones are, or your pubic bone is pressing down on the floor. And you can keep the elbows bent. They don't have to get straight. Keep the elbows bent, lift the chest up. It's a little bit of a deeper back bend. So you want this to feel good. You don't want to feel too much compression in your low back. Make sure that your spine feels good if you're doing this. If you want a little bit more, you can bring your hands a little bit closer to your body, but make sure that the shoulders are not coming up to the ears. So let the shoulders soften down your back as you really, your focus is to stretch out the front side of your body. And make sure that the glutes are not tight, so release the buttocks. That opens up more space in your back. Nice deep breath in, exhale it out. And then nice and easy, slowly come all the way back down on your elbows first. And then we're just gonna press back to child's pose. So take your hips all the way to your child's pose. You can make it an easy child's pose. Let your big toes come together. Your knees are wide apart from each other. And I really like to use the bolster for this. So if you've got a bolster or your structure next to you, put that right in between your knees, bring it as close as you can, and then you're just gonna fold forward and rest your forehead on top of your structure, or turn your head to one side. It's entirely up to you, however it feels good on your neck. And then you just close your eyes here. So it's a really gentle child's supported. Feel the bolster coming up and supporting you. If your head is turned one direction, go ahead and turn your head to the other direction so your neck can get a little stretch. And then gently begin to bring your forehead back to your bolster. Nice deep full inhale in, and then gently press yourself all the way up to a comfortable seat. For the next several poses, we're going to focus now on the front side body. So really we've been stretching out the back side. Now we're going to go to the front side. For this one, I would suggest that we take a block, put it underneath. So I'll give you a couple of different options. You want to kind of create, if you have a bolster, create this type of structure. So the block is under my bolster, and I'm just going to sit against the bolster, come all the way down, and I can do either butterfly pose with the legs or have the legs straight out. Your choice, your option. If you don't have a block, then I would suggest that you take a blanket and make a nice deep roll of the blanket. And that blanket is going to go the length of your spine. So it's going to be, so when I lay down on the blanket is going to cover me all the way from the tailbone all the way to the base of my skull. And then I use a block or another pillow and put it under my head. So my neck is supported. I want my head to be supported. So play with that a little bit. And then this one too, you can do butterfly pose with the legs or leg straight. So either one of those two options, whichever one appeals to you right now. And once you get there, let the palms be open. Let the shoulders be soft. Either bring the soles of your feet together or let the legs be straight on your mat. This is a really great way to open up into the chest and the upper shoulders. Close your eyes once again. We're going to stay here for a full 3 minutes. So really relax. Take your awareness back to your breath. Again, your breath doesn't have to be shaped in any way. Just let your breath be natural, but really staying connected with it. Feel and sense, really paying attention to the breath. Feel and sense your breath. From the moment you start your inhalation, feel and sense it all the way through the length of the breath. And then feel and sense your exhalation. So the entire cycle, really just notice the entire cycle of your breath. Notice if you can relax the forehead. Notice if you have a little frown line or squinting around the eyes. Can you even relax all those facial muscles? Tons of muscles in your face. So really soften the muscles around the eyes and the forehead. Let your forehead be smooth. Let your jaws be smooth. Let your tongue be smooth. Just an interesting fact, there's only one muscle in our entire body that is not connected to a tendon. I'm sure many of you can guess what that muscle is. It's a busy little muscle, but in case you can't, it's your tongue. The tongue is the only muscle in our entire body that is not connected to a tendon. So let your tongue be really wide in your mouth. Now we're slowly going to come out of this pose. So first, if your legs are in butterfly pose, slowly begin to bend your knees, put your feet flat on the floor. If your legs are extended, bend your knees and put your feet flat on the floor. And then you're just going to roll over to one side. Either side is fine. And you're just going to pause here for a moment. So try not to pop up right away. Just stay in this kind of a fetal position for just a moment. And then now slowly press yourself up. Use your hand to come on all the way up. And we're gonna set up for the next sequence. Again, I'll give you two options. For the next sequence, if you are using a bolster, you're gonna do the same exact thing that you were just. So if you were using the bolster, stay exactly where you are. Your bolster is gonna be on top of your block, like so. And you're gonna sit with your hips against the bolster. But this time, you're gonna take your right hand to your right ankle and then fold that leg back behind you, okay? If you find that this is too difficult and the knee is way up in the air, then you can take a few blankets or pillows and just put your right knee on top of the pillows. And you can stay here just like this. Some of you may be able to come down a little bit more on the bolster. Maybe you want to bring your elbows down first and see how that thigh muscle feels. Maybe you want to lay down all the way, and we're going to stay here. If you're not using a bolster, then we do the same thing using blocks, except that you are gonna sit on one of your blocks. And you're gonna fold that right leg back and maybe just stay here for now. Maybe some of you can reach back on your second block and put your hands on there. Maybe if that feels good, you can come down on your elbows and then rest your head, rest your head on top of the block. So either one of these, if this is too much, just stay on your elbows, just like so. The third option in this one is not using any props whatsoever. You just fold that right leg back, you come back on your hands and you stay here, or maybe come down on the elbows and stay here, maybe come all the way down. But make sure that right knee feels okay. So either one of those three options, and once you get here, just close your eyes. We're staying here for 2 minutes. So I'm gonna go back to my bolster and set it up that way. Honestly, I just really prefer that. And then send some nice deep breaths in. Another thing you can do here, which is really lovely, there's a point at the base of the ball of the right big toe. This is called the bubbling spring. So if you take your thumb to that point right at the base of so there's a meaty part of your big toe right there, the ball of your foot, and kind of put your thumb right in that middle. It's more aligned with that, the point is more aligned with the right middle toe, and you just gently press that. That's a meridian point for the kidneys. So as the traditional Chinese medicine calls that point the bubbling spring. You may have heard of it if you've ever gotten an acupuncture treatment. So right now you can just kind of give yourself a little acupuncture treatment, holding on to that spot. Just gently press on it. You don't have to push too hard. Just a gentle compression. One more deep breath here. Exhale it out. And then we're going to switch sides, but what I'm going to ask you to do is sit up first. Wherever you are, sit up first. Extend that right leg straight, and you can massage the knee a little bit, tap the side of the knee, just get some blood rushing back in there. And then once you're ready, fold that left leg back behind you. Again, any of those options that I suggested at the beginning would be great. Remember, you can always put a blanket under that left knee if the knee is up in the air. And then you just come all the way down. 2 minutes. Palms are open. And you can also kind of find the bubbling spring on this side. So press gently the base, the ball of the big toe, right next to it where it aligns with the left middle toe. Or the second toe, whichever one you want to call it. And you just gently press that. That activates the meridian for the kidney line. 2 minutes, just close your eyes. And then slowly we're gonna come on up. So gently begin to open your eyes, press yourself all the way up. Extend that left leg straight. Once again, you can kind of massage that left knee, make sure it feels good. Massage the right knee. You can massage the ankles. Just tap the legs all the way up. And we're just gonna move a little bit before we come into our final pose, Shavasana. So go ahead and put your stuff to the side for just a moment. Let's just do some cat-cows to neutralize our spine. So come into tabletop pose, please. Inhale, lift the chest and the tailbone up. Exhale, pull the belly in, round the back. Inhale, send that right leg back behind you. Exhale, draw the right knee to your chest. Step the right foot in between your hands. Inhale, let the hips drop. Lift the hips, lift the head. Exhale, go all the way back to your half split, Ardha Hanumanasana. Flex the right foot. And then bring that right toe down. Plant your hands down, step the right knee back. Let's do the left side. Inhale. Reach the left leg back. Exhale. Left knee comes to your chest. Step the left foot in between your hands. Inhale. Lift the chest as you drop the hips down. Exhale. Take your hips all the way to your heels. Flex the left toes. Ardha Hanumanasana. Inhale. Come back to the center. Plant your hands down. Step the left knee back. And then as you come into your tabletop pose, this time kind of wag your tail side to side. Take your right hip to your right shoulder, left hip to the left shoulder. Just nice and easy. Come back to the center, neutral spine. Inhale, lift the chest, send the tailbone up. Exhale, pull the belly around the back. Tuck your toes under. Lift the hips up. One down dog. That's it. We're just staying here, stretching out the back of the calves. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, side out of an open mouth. Drop to the knees, please. Cross your ankles. Extend your legs out in front of you. And we're just going to get ready for our final pose, Shavasana. So if there is anything that, any preferred modes of Shavasana, please feel free. I always like to do a blanket under my head, maybe a rolled up blanket or a bolster under my knees. Just kind of give yourself a little bit of a support. So we want to really feel just loved and supported here. Come all the way down. Make sure your head feels good. If you need to, you can always put a blanket on top. And just let the palms be open towards the sky. Just one more minute. 1 minute. We have 1 minute here. So really enjoy this final moment of your practice. Close your eyes. Take a nice deep inhalation and exhale it out through an open mouth. And just rest. Feel the ground coming up and supporting you. Feel all the sensations in your body, front and back. As always, if you have more time and would like to stay in your Shavasana, please feel free to stay here for as long as you like to. Really revel in it, enjoy this moment of rest and relaxation. I'm going to thank you right here from the bottom of my heart for allowing me to guide you through your practice today. Have a beautiful, beautiful weekend. Namaste.